And I know sometimes the music link doesn't show up. Oh, we got some more coming in. I'll copy and paste it one more time for those that just got here. Okay. I'm going to share something I wish I was taught as a little kid that I want to share with you. Because again, what I'm doing is normalizing our wildness. Wildness not being our outrageousness, while that's a part of it. Natural ways of being. We are in it innocently. We're in a society that isn't tailor made to assist us in thriving in accordance to our natural ways of being. So, how our nervous system thrives, how we feel safe, emotional intelligence, all of these things. So, I'm going to share a phrase with you. Here, I'm going to actually type it in the chat in case this meditation and teaching resonates with your heart. You can have it. Allowing the fullness of the moment. Allowing the fullness of the moment. So I'm going to break this down as to why this is super healing and super cool. Um, can allow more abundance into your life, can allow more energy into your life. So when we experience trauma or just in general, the way a body works, the way emotion works, the way energy works, to me, emotion and energy and thought are all in the same category. It's meant to move through us, flow through us, and release. Flow through us and release. And I invite you, because you guys have all been probably working this morning, take some deep breaths here with me. As I'm talking, just start to fill the body with breath and then let the exhale slowly drain. Slower exhales than the inhale. Just while you're listening to me, it can help you be a little more present. Okay, so energy is meant to come in and release. Now, when we're younger, the trauma therapist Gabor Mate talks about this a lot. So do I. Um, Ideally, again, we all don't get this, and it's innocent. Even if you didn't do this to your children, or like, there's no shame here because we're all not taught this. Let's more people in. Okay. If we had the ideal situation when we were little, our caregivers would know how to hold all of our experiences. Hold meaning I can show up to you. Let more people in. Welcome, guys. I can show up to you in a space of unconditional love and non judgment as best as I can and assist you in allowing that feeling through you, whether it be anger, shame, grief. Most of us are raised where it's not okay to feel that way, it's too much, it's inconvenient. And so we say, it's okay, feel better, or we're in a space ourselves and we don't want to deal with it, or whatever. They did a study with children. Emotions and energy without the story lasts 90 seconds. So again, if you were stomping around the house and mom went, "You're mad, aren't you?" And you're like, "Yeah." Ooh, and she's like, "Okay, go punch your bed." And you were like, "Okay." It moves through, it moves through. Now, what happens is if we aren't raised that way, and I would presume 99.9% of us are not raised that way, and maybe you are, and that's amazing, or maybe bits and pieces of emotions were allowed and others weren't, or other experiences weren't. So if you were raised that way, you wouldn't have resistance to whatever comes up. If you weren't raised that way, what happens, because somebody couldn't hold that emotion for you, guess what you learn? Because your brain's firing and whatever it learned. You can't hold that for yourself. And the message we usually get is, oh, shoot, anger isn't welcome here. It's not held. This thing doesn't have space in my reality. Shame doesn't have space in my reality. Joy and ecstatic bliss and pleasure doesn't have space in my reality. It's confusing. It's disorienting. It's not going to amount to safety or whatever it is. So we kind of innocently push it over here. So the brain then starts to feel this feeling. So what did I write? Allowing the fullness of the moment. The brain starts to feel this feeling. I'm going to use love as an example because this was how I started to explore it. I'd feel this overwhelming feeling of love, and I would think, so I'm sure you can see where this relates to you. You feel like you're going to explode. right? Whether it's love or anger, or jealousy, or just like, does this thing have a container? Is this just gonna like, am I gonna like champagne bottle explode if I let this in? This is completely out of control. I have no reference point for this. I explode. So some of us have that thought, or this is gonna consume me, be it sadness. This is never ending. And so when I work with clients one on one, a lot of them say, this feels stuck, this feels forever, this feels never ending. I don't want to go into it because it might be a bottomless pit. And what I want to share with you, the truth is, it's not a bottomless pit. It could be very intense and very deep and very big and very full and very profound. The way energy works is that it is always moving, it's always in motion. So when we can say, oh, so my insight, which I'm sharing with you, that made me feel safe and allowing more of our feelings is, oh my gosh, when I feel this bigness of love, or when I feel this bigness of anger, or when I feel this bigness of feeling loved, I don't know, I'm using similar examples, it doesn't last forever. And so if I allow the fullness of the moment, this present moment of this experience of internal feeling I'm having, that's okay. I'm not going to get stuck in it. I'm not going to explode in it. I'm not going to get consumed by it, because guess what? That next moment is going to take me into another experience. And then I can allow the fullness of that moment. It's not allow the fullness of infinity. And so if somebody could hold those feelings for us when we were little, we would know that they pass and they move and they're really big. And then they come down and then they're really big and then they come down. But there's safety in knowing, I mean, there's pain too, because we want to hold on to it because we're like, well, I like this experience. I want to have it. But if we know that it is just this beautiful, fluid piece of art and it's moments, that perhaps that gives us the safety in our body to go, and the container we needed when we were little, that like, oh, I can expand. This does have a container around it. It's in this second. When I say the moment, it's like this 10 seconds or this breath of experience, and then it contracts and it expands into another experience. I'm hoping that's resonant and makes sense, because for me, when I had those big feelings, it lets me um we in yoga we say hold the pose. It lets you sit in it and ground in it and hold in it a little bit more without coming down to say, oh wow, I felt this amazing connection or this amazing joy or this amazing love or this heat of anger or this shakiness of fear. And I didn't want to allow myself to expand in it because I thought it was going to take me over, or I thought it was going to consume me, or I thought it was going to make me explode. But it's just like, no, what happens is when we hit the edge of it, it morphs and it moves into something else and we hit the edge of it. So it's safe. We, as anyone who contains a feminine essence, we feel big. Whether whatever gender we identify with, the feeling part of us feels big. That is not welcome into our society. That's not taught, right? And so this is the message that we get, that that's too much, that's too big. I have no container or reference point for how much of this is allowed. Will I be accepted? Will I be safe? Well, at first, we can allow this into our own reality. We can say, no one knows what I'm doing unless I'm talking to Jamie and other people that are in this group or my therapist or healer about it. Can I start to retrain my nervous system, which we're going to do right now in the meditation, to feel a little bit safer holding, right? Pushing the edge of what was comfortable for me before in the fullness, that big energy, that big sensation of the moment. That's safe. I could breathe that in for 10 seconds. Doesn't consume, it doesn't explode, it doesn't stick. It might be habitual because we haven't allowed it. That's the irony. Things come back and come back and come back and come back because we're in resistance to them. But the more that we allow the movement and the flow, it doesn't become habitual, it unsticks the energy. So it isn't permanent, it's deep, right? Okay, cool. So let's meditate on this. Let's see if we can feel into this and offer ourselves more freedom, because when we're stuck in these ground, so close your eyes and get comfortable and breathe while I'm talking. We're stuck in these groundhog days of experience innocently, and what this does is it allows energy to move. And when energy moves, space, we're energy informed, space is created in our system to call new experiences. And I mean, think about that. If we're just this solid statue, then there's nothing else that can get into that. But if we're just this like pixelated moving piece and then this moves, then there's space for other stuff to come in. And when life feels mundane or habitual or tired or whatever it is that you're experiencing, this allows for that freshness and that newness and that joy and that enthusiasm to make its way into your being. And I know you can feel that from me right now, right? So there's just that, oh wow, there's an example of a human being that lets that move through her. And so she has um, that new freshness. It's just waiting there to bubble up. But we're afraid to let go or welcome in because we're afraid that it's a well of infinite pain or joy or whatever it is, but it's a fullness of the moment. And there's safety there. There's safety there for you. Just putting some music on if you want, or allowing it to be silent. Like clockwork, we're getting started. And Hobbs just came and sat down. He can feel your energy settling. I'm so grateful and happy that you're all here, taking time for yourself and going within, and knowing that there is another way. So cool. There is another way. And it takes a little bit at a time because we've been in an old way for so long. It takes a little bit at a time for our nervous system to start to feel safe moving in another direction. So we go slow. So I really want you to let go of work for this moment and know that you have just transported into this sacred safe space here. We are a community of conscious beings, and we are in an art piece right now. So there's nowhere to get to. We're not in the world of form where there's accomplishments or structure. We're flowing right now in a different place, and both are wonderful. We're just opening up a capacity we don't use as much. Okay, grounding into the moment. As always, we feel ourselves behind our eyes. I am behind my eyes. Here I am. Beautiful me, waiting to be seen. And I am in my body, so we just bring our conscious awareness down into our body. Breathing. And my body is connected to the surface, whether I'm seated or lying down. And I'm just beginning to notice from the back of my feet or my heels up to the back of my hips, up to the back of my shoulders, to the back of my head, that I am connected to something under me, and can I just let it hold me? The beautiful thing is that regardless of, innocently, if people could hold our experience or not, allow, welcome, invite, not judge it. When I say experience, I mean internal, emotional, energetic experience. That in time, we can begin to allow it for ourselves. Other safe spaces like this, or in the safety of our own awareness, we just start to notice, oh, wow, I'm kind of holding that back. Fear that it's wrong or unsafe. And can I maybe, if I was expanding my container 1% of 100, could I see if I could allow a little bit of that? Hold that for myself to say, little one inside, and you can repeat out loud after me talking to your little inner child if you want, but little one inside, I'm here to hold all of you now. All of you is welcome here. And I know for me, when I first heard that, I thought that was ass backwards. I thought, there is no way I'm going to be able to manifest what I want, allowing all of this darkness and this light to move through me. And that was so far from the truth. Because the frequency of unconditional love, which says all is welcome here, is the frequency from which you are manifesting, from which you are allowing things to come into your life that are in that frequency. Trying to override the pain by being pleasant or whatever it is that we're doing innocently. It's all a protective mechanism, isn't allowing it to move through. So you can expand to that next level of your heart. Just settle in here. Feel the safety of this space. Feel how you're showing up for yourself. How you've been religiously showing up for yourself. And that you can continue to if you haven't. I'm here every month. Saying, I commit to this. My time with me, my beautiful, precious time with me. All is welcome here, we say. I'm behind my eyes. I'm in my body. My body is on the surface. Now we're going to take 3 deep breaths. We're going to bring the breath down into the belly and just allow the exhale to drag out, taking up all the time in the space. I just see this person in a very beautiful outfit, whatever beautiful outfit you would like on, handsome, beautiful outfit, whatever it is for you. And you are just kind of like slowly, swankily, I don't even know if that's a word, but it just feels right in my body, walking down this long carpet, taking time with your exhale. Everyone is waiting for you, but with great appreciation. Thank you for slowing the show down, right? So breathing in. Long, slow exhale. Swing the body down that carpet. Slowing it all down. When we slow down, we don't stop. We don't not do. We just begin to meet the moment. And we're so afraid that when we slow down, we'll find that all of our fears are true, that we're not enough, or we're not worthy, or we're a failure. And the irony is none of that is true. When we begin to meet the beauty that lives inside, there's always purity and innocence and goodness, strength, resilience, light. It's perhaps lying dormant out of protection, but it's there. There you go, just settling into the space. We're going to use this as a mantra today, and I don't want you to use it as a mantra where we're just repeating it in our head haphazardly. All you're doing is using it as a loose guidepost to feel into the truth of it. That's it. I am allowing the fullness of the moment. Say it slowly and deliberately. Can you feel the truth of it? As we soften our bones and continue this breath, moving slowly down the carpet, red carpet, whatever color carpet you want. I am allowing. Feel that. I am allowing the fullness of the moment. Just this moment, just this breath. The bigness. You can just quietly repeat after me in your head and feel into the truth, the bigness, the energy without the story. To know that I can expand in it, that it does have a boundary around it, and that it can transmute, settle, and expand like a 3D kaleidoscopic movie. I am open, I say, I am open to allowing the fullness of the moment. I am safe to feel the bigness of just this moment because it allows it to move through my body. I won't get stuck in it or consumed by it. It might be intense and big and expansive, but my body has the strength and capacity to feel it. I am built for it. Just breathe and relax, coming into this space of an upgrade in information. And perhaps I can ask myself, can I just let this begin in the safety of my own consciousness as I play with this? No one needs to know what I'm doing. Maybe this will help you feel safer. When I move into this, which I have been doing, no one notices it and points it out and says, that's really weird. She's allowing the fullness of the moment. It's just a permission people feel, a safety around you, a comfort that they can't quite put their finger on, but no one's going to make fun of you or think you're weird. You're just learning a new upgraded way that allows energy to be felt and released and allow for more flow in your life, which allows for newness, which allows for shifting and joy, more energy, more vitality. So could you give yourself permission today to notice one moment at a time and notice if there's any holding back? And maybe allow yourself again 1% at a time to open into the feeling and energy that is here. Maybe even carrying the mantra with you, just this moment, just this breath, or just this 10 seconds. I can do that. I am open to allowing. See, we must be soft and breathing to let something move through. I am open to allowing the fullness, the unbridled joy, the unapologetic, healthy rage, the pleasure, the sadness, the life force, the fullness of the moment, the moment, the moment. Maybe we open up to this couple notches. That is enough to let more light through. You don't have to think too hard about this or figure it out. Your body hears me, and you know. The wise one within you gets this deeply and profoundly. As you slowly let your awareness come back to right behind your eyes. And you're taking that elevator ride down into your body, getting to know it again, letting it thaw out in the sun. A little bit at a time. I give myself all the time in the world on this journey. And I'm noticing that I'm connected to this furniture under me. I'm a bit more here. I can hear the sounds around me. And I'm just going to take that deep breath back into the belly with a long, slow exhale. Swaying from side to side, taking up space, taking your time. Seeing if you can rest in this energy and let it expand a little more than you normally would into your day. Thank you guys for joining me. Opening your eyes whenever you're ready. You are very welcome. Have a beautiful holiday, because I won't see you till the new year. And yeah, lots of love to you guys. You're so welcome. Bye, everybody. You're welcome, Rachel, Laura, Linda, Paula, Donna. Happy holidays, Jennifer. Thank you guys all for being here today. Kelsey, and thank you to those of you that were new. I saw some new names, so, or maybe you just haven't been here as much. You're so welcome, everybody. Okay, lots of love. Bye.